Canada is often painted the image of dream destination, free healthcare, endless opportunities, growth, stability. But then why are so many people leaving Canada?
So if you're planning on moving here, here's everything about Canada as of today. The job market is shifting. The cost of living is skyrocketing. Even crime rates are rising. So if you're not prepared, you can find yourself struggling in ways you never expected.
Canada and its immigration problem. This is something most of us should already know of, but if you don't, let me break the ice.
Canada has welcomed more immigrants than ever. In 2024 alone, the government set a record-breaking target of 500,000 new immigrants. Sounds great, right? But here's the problem.
Canada invited a huge amount of people in its country in the last couple years, and the problem with that is our infrastructure, our job market cannot keep up. There's just not enough job for everyone out there. There's no development happening in terms of more infrastructure that's keeping up with the traffic that's currently in the city, or even our industrial market is not at the level. We're not doing that much import or export where we can actually take in all of the people who are coming in the country and looking for a job.
We have engineers driving Uber, doctors working as cashiers, people with master degrees delivering food because companies are downsizing, industries are shrinking, and the job market is more competitive than ever.
Somewhere deep down, a lot of people will say Canada used immigration as a way of making money. People were bringing money from other countries into Canada. A lot of the student visas, a lot of people coming here for work permit, they are bringing a lot of money from back home into Canada. So what they were actually doing was pouring into the Canadian economy, which Canada really liked. But on the other side of the situation, now that those people are here, now that their funds are already drained out, they're not able to make more money. They're not able to grow being in Canada without stable jobs.
For many new immigrants, the reality is far different from the dream they were initially sold on. Canada is expensive. Period. If you're coming here thinking your money will stretch far, well, think again. The cost of living has skyrocketed and it's hitting everyone. Groceries that used to be $100 are now more than double. Gas is through the roof. Rent? Well, if you're living in a major city like Toronto or Vancouver, good luck finding a decent one-bedroom apartment for even $2,000. It's to a point where even smaller cities are expensive. Even after the rental drop, the market is still expensive.
Crime rate in Canada is probably at all times high.
Canada has always been seen as one of the most safest countries in the world. But recently, crime rates have been climbing, especially in major cities. We're seeing home break-ins, car thefts, and even violent crimes. Some police reports will show crime rates have doubled in just the last couple years. Why? Economical instability, job losses, and it's only getting worse.
You see, Canada had a housing problem. A housing problem that they tried to fix by creating what's about to be another housing problem.
For years, Canada had a housing shortage. The prices went through the roof. But now we're seeing quite the opposite problem.
I'm talking about this stuff right here. You see, what happened is when we were in a market where there was a way too much demand for housing, the government, instead of tackling the actual problem, which was high number of immigration, they tackled the actual housing problem by creating more houses. Creating houses is not cheap. So the easiest way to make sure everyone can have a roof over their head is creating these houses in bulk. And that's exactly what the government did.
The government pushed massive grants for multi-family housing. So developers built thousands of these new condos anywhere and everywhere. And now they're all sitting empty or being rented out at a high price that most people just can't afford.
The problem with that is you see these houses everywhere you go, and there's a lot more of these projects coming by in the next few years. There was huge grants given out for multi-family projects, so people were building condos and townhomes everywhere you can possibly imagine. And these are the projects that are already completed. There's tons more that are coming up in the next few years. Rental market has already declined because of all these projects that are in the market, and by the time the remaining projects are done, we're gonna have a oversupply of condos and townhomes, which, if you look back in Canada's history, they are not that desirable of a product. People want to have their own property. They move to Canada for a nice place to live in, a bigger property where they feel like they truly own the asset. Condos and townhomes don't really provide that. So people who invested big amount of money into condos and apartments like these will soon be either losing them or going into bankruptcies, or just kind of things we don't want to see in a growing economy.
Yes, the housing prices are starting to drop, but here's the catch. The new units are tiny, highly dense, and come with expensive condo fees.
So, is Canada still a good place to move to? Unfortunately, the answer isn't so black and white. If you're coming with a good job and a good source of income and everything's already in place, Canada could be a great place. But if you're coming here trying to figure everything out, I don't know. Canada has a lot to offer and a lot of opportunities for the right people with the right mindset, and if you're willing to invest that effort and time back into the country. End of the day, what might work for one might not for the other. What I want to hear is your thoughts about Canada. Let me know in the comment section down below. And once again, my name is Mohit Dhillon. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest here in Calgary or anywhere in the surrounding areas, give me a call, text, or email, and I'll be happy to help. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.